going on, y'all? Welcome back to Misplayed Magic, the only Magic the Gathering YouTube channel doing giveaways based on how I draft. You'll see up on the screen here if I get 0 wins in this draft. If I do horribly, I'm giving away a collector booster pack of Final Fantasy to one of you, all the way down to if I get 7 wins, I'm giving away a draft. All you have to do to claim this is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below on how you think I did. We are going to be spinning the challenge wheel again before we get into it. Give ourselves a little bit of a more difficult task in this draft, and maybe give away a collector booster pack to one of you. Alright, so in today's challenge, we have an uncommon crisis, meaning we cannot take any cards that are the uncommon rarity. So we can take rares, we can take commons, but we cannot take uncommons, which is probably going to be a little bit tough. There's some really, really good uncommons in this set, but we're going to jump into it, see if we can get a couple of wins here. So we cannot take any uncommons. I'm hoping we see a good rare in this first pack, and it is not. It's not great. It is a tier and pre-win. Equipped creature has base power and toughness XX, where X is your life total. I think if we had all the payoffs of life gain, I think a lot of them are uncommon. And so I just don't see this card making its way into our deck. The uncommons are decent. Giot's pretty fun. Summon Primal Garuda is pretty fun. Barrett Wallace and Tifa's Limit Break are both okay. Looking at the commons here, since we don't want the rare, is Combat Tutorial's pretty good, but I think I'm going to go with a Black Mage's Rod. I think this card can do some serious work. It hangs around as an equipment, and so I'm really excited to first pick that as a 2-drop. I say really excited. I'm averagely excited. It's a fine card, but we're going to pick that here because we can't take any uncommons, and we cannot, we're not interested in the rare here. So we're going to take the Black Mage's Rod. Moving on into this next pack, we can't take any of these uncommons. Something going along with the Black Mage's Rod. So Resentful Revelation kind of goes along with that. We could pick that if we were like a slower paced wizard deck. Retrieve the Esper is pretty good, just because it is a 4-mana spell and a 6-mana spell. So it goes along with some of the spell effects and is still a creature, so that's really helpful. We could take a Summon Fat Chocobo, which I think could also be pretty fun here. I'm not a huge fan of the Sabatender. Undercity Dirat's fine. It's nothing that's like insanely good. So I'm either a Retrieve the Esper or a Summon Fat Chocobo here. It's tough. I think I'm going to go with the Retrieve the Esper just because it's a spell, and I think that we have to try a little bit to do the wizard thing. Hopping on into our third pick, I'm very excited to see a Vane's Treachery here as a really premium black removal spell, so we're going to pick that up and not think too much about it. Can't take any of those uncommons. Geisel Greens is okay. The Gardener's okay. The Nolith is fine. Dark City is a consideration if we end up we do go blue-black, but I think Vane's Treachery is awesome and just the kind of card we want in our deck. Hopping on into our fourth pick, we cannot take the Ultros. I probably would pick that here if I had the choice, just because it goes along with our Retrieve the Esper well, and then also just us casting a bunch of spells. But we can't pick that here, so it's either a Magic Damper, a Undercity Dirat. I do think Suplex is pretty decent. Marlboro's okay. I think I'm probably going to pick a Suplex just as a good spell, and if we end up going more of the wizard route, I think having a bunch of red spells is going to prove to be pretty good. Removal spells too between that and the Vane's Treachery, so still kind of trying to figure out our lane here early. Moving on into this next pack, I think it's either an Ice Magic or it's another Suplex. So it's like, do we like our blue card more or do we like our red card more at the moment? I think because we have the Black Mage's Rod, we should maybe lean more red, but I do like Ice Magic quite a bit. I like it a whole lot, actually. So I'm going to go with that. We're going to take that with the Retrieve the Esper. And I will say a lot of the wizard payouts are at uncommon as well. Moving on into our sixth pick. Very excited to see another Black Mage's Rod. I think we would take like 6 of those in our deck if we could. And we'll just look to take a bunch of those. Moving on into this next pack, we can take the rare in the Ninja Blades. Quick creature gets +1/+1, is a ninja in addition to other types, and when it deals damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. That player loses life equal to the discarded card's mana value. I think we take that. It actually goes along pretty nicely with the Black Mage's Rods because it is a non-creature spell. Other considerations, Call of Mountain Chocobo is really strong. We would take a Black Waltz number 3 potentially, but I'm going to take the Ninja Blades. I'm actually pretty excited to try that out. I know it's not fantastic, but I think it'll be okay in this deck. Moving on into this next pack, we could take a Vincent's Limit Break, which is decent, but we have a couple of job select things, so I don't really feel the need for that. I'm actually going to take a Retrieve the Esper here as another spell that I think is good. I think we're going to be kind of a blue-black wizard deck, which is interesting. We might still play this Suplex. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now. Moving on into our 9th pick here. I don't feel great about any of these cards. I don't love the Blitzball and Port Scout are terrible. Monk's Fist is okay, and it is, it is a non-creature spell, so it does go along with the Wizards. Paladin's Arms does as well, or we could just take the land here. I think we'll see more of these cards. I'm going to take the land just in the potential that we want to splash green if we pull a really cool green card. Moving on into our 10th pick, we could take a Resentful Revelation, which is a good non-creature spell, or we could take an Undercity Dire Rat, which is just a pretty solid 2-drop. I think I'm going to take the Resentful Revelation, just have a bunch of spells, and try and pick up some more wizards. We don't have a ton at the moment. We've only got these 2. But if we can get more of those, I think us having the non-creature spells is going to be really good for us. Moving on into our 11th pick, I think we'll take a Trino Dark City. I don't feel the need for a Rescue Mission or a Warrior Sword here. Warrior Sword is okay, but I think I like our blue and black cards a decent amount. Here we'll take a Magic Damper. I think it situationally can be good, but I don't know that that's going to make its way into our final deck here. We'll take a Summon G Ifrit is fine. And then hopping into our pack 2 pick number 1. So we can take another Ninja's Blades, although I don't know how good that card is. I think for me, it's going to be a ton of Black Mage's Rods, some card draw, and trying to figure it out that way. We can't take a Thief's Knife, we can't take a Black Waltz, or any of these other cards, although they are pretty decent. Dreams of Laguna also is interesting, but I think us just having a ton of Black Mage's Rods is going to be interesting and pretty good for us. What is hilarious is right now we have 11 cards, 0 of which are creatures, because we have so many job select things and Retrieve the Espers. So I'm going to take another Black Mage's Rod here. I said we'd play 6 of them. We'll see if we get there today. Hopping on into our pack 2, pick 2. We could take a Y'shtola's Rule. Beginning your end step, exiles a creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. If it's the first end step, there's an additional end step after this end step. So a lot of when this creature enters effects could be good with that. I'm looking at what we have, and we have a bunch of tokens. So that's probably going to be pretty bad for us here. But I don't really like anything else that much. Like a Malboro would be decent. It'd be okay. Monk's Fist is okay. So maybe it is just taking the 6 mana 3/5. And then if we get like a bunch of Heck Dies or something like that, I think it's actually decent. I'm going to take it. I'm going to try it. If we get some Heck Dies, it can be really, really strong. If not, it's fine. But I don't think we're missing anything in that pick. So moving on to our 3rd pick, I'm taking a Black Mage's Rod.
Stop it. Get some help.
I want to take 6 of them. I want to see if we can get to 6. I said it earlier. We'll see if we can get there. Hopping into our 4th selection. So we can't take these non-creature, or we can't take these uncommons, which is a bummer. I think the Ahriman is fine. I think that's probably what our pick is. It's a 3 mana 2/2 with Flying and Death Touch. Like, that's a pretty fine rate. I don't really feel the need for a Greeter or a Commune with Beavers. Magic Damper, I will say, is decent in the fact that it'll just allow us to ping our opponent a bunch. But I think us having a good curve out is going to be important. We can also attach things to the Ahriman and make it a decent attacker as well. Hopping on into our 5th pick here. I do think we take a Memories Returning. I think this card is pretty solid. It's a non-creature spell we can cast twice. It is a rare, so we can pick it here. And I think we like this. I think we're fine spending 4 mana on that and drawing some cards. Ice Magic is also really good. I love me an Ice Magic. Ilmag Pixie is decent as well, but I'm going to take the Memories Returning here because it is a non-creature spell. It is a rare, and hopefully that will help us at the end of games here. Hopping on into this next pick, we can take a Sahagin or a Vincent's Limit Break. I don't like the Limit Break just because we have so many tokens, and this kind of stinks. It just makes them into a 7/2 once. And so I'm going to go with the Sahagin here as a super decent 2-drop. I think we've got some 4-mana spells that we are excited to cast, and we'll see if we can make that happen. Hopping on into this next selection. So we can't take a Circle of Power, sadly. I do think we would like that card in our deck. Instead, we could take a Lionheart, which is decent. But I think we're going to pick a Dreams of Laguna here as a super solid card, draw, and filtering spell that will allow us to cast it from our graveyard as well, so that with the wizards should be decent. I will say we've got 4 wizards. I do kind of need a couple of more. Up on this next pack, we could take a Benedicta Harmon. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. I think this is a rare. I don't think this is an uncommon. But I don't think we would pick... I guess we kind of have to pick it. There's nothing else we like here. The Avenger's Airship is fine. Let's take it. I don't think we're going to play that. But a potential White Splash could be decent. But at its worst, a 1/1 is pretty bad. Up into our 9th pick, we can't take the Judge Master Gabrith. I think we'll take another Dreams of Laguna as a totally fine card draw effect. Moving on into our 10th pick. I do not think we want that card. We'll take an Iron Giant, as weird as it is. It's kind of the only thing we can take here. I doubt that ends up making its way into our final deck. Now we'll take a Scorpion Sentinel. Again, not fantastic, but potential to make its way into our final deck. Here we'll take a Commune with Beavers. Here we'll take a Vincent's Limit Break. It's like a way to win games, potentially. It is a non-creature spell, but I'm not sure we have to have that here. Hopping on into our pack 3, pick 1. We've got some options. So we could take the Mass Immune, although I don't think this is very good. We can't take a Ultimecia or an All Bed Salvagers, although those cards both pretty solid. So it's between either a Black Mage's Rod, number 5, a Sephiroth's Intervention, which is like a premium removal spell, or a Retrieve the Esper. I'm taking the Black Mage's Rod number 5. I don't care how good the removal spells are. We're going to try and do the thing with all of the Black Mage's Rods here. Hopping on into our pack 3, pick 2. We could take a Sefer Almasi, which is pretty decent. We don't really have any land fixing at the moment, but that card is good. It really is pretty solid, and then it allows you to cast an instant or sorcery card with mana 3 less from our graveyard. So it's actually pretty good in our deck. I don't love the Phyodon or the Sahagin. It's either that or a Combat Tutorial. I think I'm going to go with the Combat Tutorial. It just feels a little bit safer for us here. Up on to our next selection. I do think now we'll take an Ice Flan just because we have to have something at our top end. So we're going to pick that up here. As a super decent 6-mana spell, then it'll also allow us to go and get a land if we're not hitting our land drops. Up on into this next one, we could play a Go-Go Master of Mimicry. Copy target activated ability or triggered ability. You control X times. We don't have many, so the activated ability of the wizards would be interesting. So we could ping our opponent a bunch of times with that. It is a 3-mana 2/4. It's that or a Syncopate. Let's take it. Let's try it. We can copy the activated ability of the Black Mage's Rods. So I think we're going to try that. And we get to our Black Mage's Rod number 6. I'm doing it. I'm taking it. I said we want 6 of them. I'm taking 6 of them. And we are playing a ton of Black Mage's Rods. And that's going to be how we win. We're going to try it. Moving on into this next pack. I think we're very excited to see an Ice Magic here. I think that's a super solid removal spell for us. I'm not a huge fan of the Darkness Crystal, although killing stuff and bringing it back would be decent for us. And it also is 4 mana, but I'm just going to take the Ice Magic here as a really solid interactive removal spell. Hopping into our 7th pick, I think now we'll take another Retrieve the Esper. I think having a bunch of those is actually fine. Casting it on a 4, then spending 6 mana at the top of our curve to cast it again is actually going to feel kind of decent for us. Moving on into this next pick, we could take a Rook Turret as a fine flyer or an Undercity Dire Rat. I think I'm going to take the Trino and just make our lands as good as they possibly can be. I think we've kind of got the cards we want to play here. I would love to take an Ultimecia. Like, that'd be such a normal good card to take in a blue-black deck. But we won't do it. We will not take it. I'll take another Retrieve the Esper, although 4 is starting to feel like a lot there. Here we'll take a Sahagin, but I don't think we're going to play it. We have so many 2-drops, it's unbelievable. Here we'll take a Syncopate. I think it's fine. I don't particularly want to be playing that. We'll take another Syncopate here. Maybe we will play one of them. Dreams of Laguna, I think, is just a little bit better. And then an island there. All right, so hopping into our deck build. Before I jump into it, how many creatures do you think I have in my deck? Put it in the comments below. How many creatures did I just draft? If you said 3, you'd be correct. All right, so here is the deck we are rocking with today. We have exactly 3 creatures and 21 non-creatures. We're rocking 16 lands because we're going to be drawing so many cards. We've got a bunch of Black Mage's Rods and a bunch of spells. Let's jump into it, see if we can't get a couple of wins here. And remember, if I do horribly, if I get 0 wins, I'm giving away a collector booster pack. So either cheer with me or root against me, and we'll see how I do here. All right, hopping into this first game, we have none of the Black Mage's Rods in our hands, but I do think we keep this. So we can play our Dreams of Laguna on 2. We've got an Ice Magic, a Go-Go, which is just a 2/4, and then a Retrieve the Esper eventually. So it could be worse here, and hopefully we can draw some of our Black Mage's Rods as we start drawing cards here. There's one. So now I do think we want to go and get a Swamp. Perfect. And then next turn we can play either the Black Mage's Rod or the Master of Mimicry. I think we'll play the 2/4 just to put it out there. It is harder to kill with like a -2/-2 spell, so that was my reasoning there as well. Like if they have the Vane's Treachery, they can just kill our Black Mage's Rod. Demon Wall is decent, so I think now we will Black Mage's Rod, and then I'm just going to return this to their hand and get a little bit aggressive here. And then we will attack for a couple here. Because next turn I know I want to play the Retrieve the Esper, and then we'll probably play like a Resentful Revelation, or we'll cast our Dreams of Laguna again. So that's kind of my logic behind the aggressiveness there. They're going to play their Demon Wall yet again, which is good. I think now we will... This is interesting. I think we're supposed to just Retrieve the Esper. We'll make a 3/3. We'll ping our opponent for 1. And then we will not be attacking. So here they are going to Chocobo Kick our Go-Go Master of Mimicry, which is kind of fine. I think we're okay with that. I think next turn we'll probably just play a Black Mage's Rod. Grample's Ochu is also fine. So now we can go Black Mage's Rod into Combat Tutorial, which I think actually feels pretty solid. I think that was a really good draw for us. We will pick ourselves, and then I'll put a counter on the robot here that we have. And now I think we'll play out a Swamp. I'm debating on attacking with the Robot Warrior. I think it actually makes some sense to take their Grand Pulse Ochu off the board. I think that we are the aggressor in this game, and so us just thinning out their side of the board as much as possible is going to be good for us. And we can then still play the Retrieve the Esper next turn and make a 5/5. Chocobo Kick is decent here for just minimizing the damage they're taking from the Black Mage's Rods. So I think now what I want to do is play the Trino Dark City and then just play out our Retrieve the Esper and make a 5/5. We'll deal damage to a point of damage to our opponent, and then next turn we'll being able to attack with a 5/5 actually feels pretty decent. And then we can start equipping the Black Mage's Rod somewhere and then casting our Dreams of Laguna and our Resentful Revelation. Bard's Bow is decent. Decently good. So, wow, another Black Mage's Rod is crazy. So I think we pay the 3. We equip it here. We cast our other Black Mage's Rod. And then we attack with our 6/5. And if they block now, because we equipped it, they would have to double block. We take out their entire board. And we can still cast our Resentful Revelation and kind of pick what we draw here, deal 2 more points of damage to our opponent. So here I do think, is it Ice Magic or is it Dreams of Laguna? I think it's Dreams of Laguna. And we will, next turn, be able to cast a couple of different draw spells and hopefully ping our opponent down that way. So we can equip one of these, and then Dreams of Laguna, deal 6 points of damage. X-Death Void Warlock is good because they get to get some life back. How many permanents do they have in their graveyard? They only have 2 though, so that's good. I think now we've got 8 mana. I think equipping this here and then just casting Memories Returning is going to be our best bet. So our opponent still takes 3 points of damage. And then we will take a... Oh, this is heat. This is heat if I have ever seen it. I'm going to take the other Black Mage's Rod. I assume that they're going to take the Retrieve the Esper, maybe an Ice Flan. But we're going to get to now take the Dreams of Laguna. So next turn we can go Black Mage's Rod into Dreams of Laguna, and potentially kill our opponent. We're not going to attack. I'm going to hold on to our rods here. All Bed Salvagers is pretty good, but we're not going to have anything that they control die. So we're going to go Black Mage's Rod. This is awesome. This is what I dreamed of when I took 6 of these. And then we'll play Dreams of Laguna. Get him to 1. Yeah, we'll draw that. And then we'll just play another Dreams of Laguna. And we get there in the first game here. We are 1-0. The Wizards are doing the thing. Alright, hopping into this next one. I do think we keep this. We've got a Black Mage's Rod on 2 into a Dreams of a Laguna or a Resentful Revelation. So really cannot complain with this starting hand at all, especially on the play. Opponent's got a World Map, which is a magic card for sure. We'll play our Black Mage's Rod. And I will say, like, if we can get in and hit them once or twice with this, I think it's going to feel really, really strong. So if they don't play a creature, I think that would be a big swing in our favor here. Looks like they do have a Grand Pulse Ochu. I shouldn't have asked for it here. I do think we'll just play our Dreams of Laguna. I do think we want to keep our Wizard alive, so yeah, we'll keep the Retrieve the Esper here. We'll play that next turn, and we'll take a turn off of attacking here. I'm a fan of the Grand Pulse Ochu. It really slows people down from attacking, so definitely doing its job here. They've got a Gubu Gardener, which is half decent. This looks like they are playing a lot of different colors. That's every magic color there is now on the table for them. I do think now we'll just play out our Retrieve the Esper, put a 3/3 on the board, and we are not going to be attacking quite yet. Next turns, when we have our first sort of decision, we can either play the Ahriman or we can play the Dreams of Laguna and the Resentful Revelation. So a couple interesting decisions there. Opponent's got a Garland, which is fine. Or we can just play another Retrieve the Esper, which is probably pretty decent. Or do we want to play a couple spells and go get lands to kind of set up for some bigger turns in the future? That is the question. I think we'll start by attacking with our Robot Warrior. I kind of want to see what they do here. If they block with the Ochu or the Garland, I think that's fine. So I think we're okay with this trade. We are kind of trading a 4-drop for their 1-drop, but we get to cast it again, which is good. And now I think, instead of just playing out the Retrieve the Esper, I'm going to take this time to go get the lands we need to eventually play the Ice Flan or have some turns where we can double spell. I do not think we want the Go-Go Master of Mimicry here. Another Retrieve the Esper is fine, and then we'll probably just go and get a land with the Resentful Revelation here. What's nice too is we get the Dreams of Laguna in our graveyard. I guess we'll take the Trino Dark City and we'll play that out tapped. So our opponent will get to hit us with the Garland next turn, but I think that's okay. We've got a lot of stuff we can do in our graveyard. And hopefully we can put some bodies out there to stop whatever they're doing. They have got all the land colors here. I think we're totally fine taking this 3. We've got a Town Greeter. So they're building towards something. What do they have? So a bunch of different lands, a Laughing Mad, an Ochu, a World Map. Not sure what our opponent is doing over there. Here, I think we are more than happy playing out another Black Mage's Rod. And then we'll cast our Ahriman and start to play a little bit defensively. Still don't really want to be attacking, and I do want to. I don't really want to cycle the Ice Fawn, because I think eventually playing that will be good here, and we are not going to be attacking. Airship Crash is good. It takes out our Ahriman. They surveil a land to the graveyard, which is fine. I think we're okay continuing to take 3 here. And we do draw an untapped land, which is great. So I think now we just go Ice Fawn and we tap down their Garland. Or we could tap 6 and play a Retrieve the Esper. Makes a 5/5. And we'll do 2 points of damage. Maybe I like that better. Yeah, I'm going to do that here. Because now we can still block the Garland with the 5/5, and we've still got the Ice Fawn up for if they play something bigger that really needs to get tapped down. I'm not super afraid of the Garland at the moment. And like if this dies and they want to play it from the graveyard, then we can tap it down. So they are going to kill our creature, which is not great. They'll get to surveil again, but I think continuing to take 3 is kind of, it's okay. It's not the end of the world for us. They do not want the swamp. A UFO is what they've got now. Interesting. So that definitely can be good. I think we'll not block here, and then we'll do the Ice Fawn to tap down the UFO and put a stun counter on it, so that they cannot be attacking us with a 5/4 next turn. And then we are still not attacking. And we can still block the Garland Knights of Cornelia decently well here. Laughing Mad is okay. They'll get to surveil before they draw, which is pretty good. Vanille is interesting. Wow. Both of those would be pretty good on this board. We'll see what they do. Yeah, the C for Almasi is great, because then they can make the UFO a double striker next turn, so we're actually pretty dead here all of a sudden. I guess we'll play our Memories Returning, and we will attempt to get a removal spell here off the top 5 cards. Syncopate is actually interesting, but we don't have enough to counter anything. So I guess we just get another Black Mage's Rod and hope they don't see that they have lethal next turn. But I think they're going to see it, unfortunately. Not much else we can do here. We'll take an untapped land. And then we'll just play our Black Mage's Rod and we'll go down. There's a chance they don't see that they can give the UFO +6/+0. And there's like a chance we can hold on for a turn. But I think they're going to see it, and they'll do 12 points of damage in this guy to us. Kind of a cool deck our opponent had. Ours didn't quite get going enough in terms of like the removal spells and the interaction here. Yeah, they see it. All right, so we go down in game 2. We're now 1-1 with this deck, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll take 12. And our opponent had a weird deck there. All the colors, all the towns, and they are able to get the best of us, which does not feel great. Does not feel great. But we're 1-1 on the day. All right, hopping into this next one, our opponent goes first. We have a little bit of a slow hand with the Blades into the Retrieve the Esper, but I think we keep it. We can hopefully get something good with the Dreams of Laguna here. I will play the tap land first, which is good that we drew that. Brainstorm is our opponent's play, so look to draw a couple cards and then put some on the top of the library. They've got a forest into a commune with beavers. They go get a Garnet Princess of Alexandria, which is pretty good. I do think now we will keep up the blue mana to make them think we have a counterspell, and then we'll cast our Dreams of Laguna at instant speed. They're just going to play their Garnet, and then we will just play out our Dreams of Laguna here. Looking to draw anything but a land. Black Mage's Rod works for me, so I think now we'll actually probably play the Ninja's Blades out first, so that they don't really want to attack us with the Garnet Princess of Alexandria here. They've got a Blitz Ball, which is interesting, into a Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Wow, double white, getting it done with an Adventurer's Inn is interesting. I do think now, whoa, they didn't have an equipment to go get. Huh. What in the world is going on? I think we're fine taking 2. On our turn, we will start by attacking. I think we're fine trading with their Cloud here. Kind of weird that they are playing a... is this equip 2? So we can play the Black Mage's Rod and then equip it with the Ninja's Blades. I think that's what we're going to do here. That way our Retrieve the Espers will start to do some damage in future turns. And we have a 3-2. The Mass Immune is interesting. We have to block this, which feels bad. But now we'll just play out our Retrieve the Esper, which I think is okay with us. And then next turn we'll probably just play it again and make a 5-5. Our opponent's deck is a weird one for sure. They're going to sacrifice their artifact and draw 2 cards. I mean, what is going on across the table from us right now? Okay, so they can't attack us, which is good. I think now we just... We also could try and draw a card and make them lose some life. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to equip here, make it into a 4-4, and then we'll attack and do some damage, and then draw a card. And we will discard an island. And then I think we just play our other Retrieve the Esper here. What is going on today? Everybody's playing all the different colors. So I think now we will equip here. And then just cast our Dreams of Laguna. We do not want that land. And then I'm going to attempt to Ice Magic their Garnet here and see what they do before combat. And then we'll attack everywhere. Dealing 8 points of damage, and then they lose 2. Oh, I guess they lose what we discard. My fault. So we'll discard the... Let's discard the Dreams of Laguna here, just because we get the most value by that being in our graveyard. And they'll take 2 points of damage. They gain some life. They play the Garnet again. And then they equip it. But we can just Ice Magic that again, which I think feels pretty good. We'll return it to their hand. And then we will attack. Hopefully draw something worth some mana here so we can just discard it and kill them. Yeah, let's just discard that. They'll take 2 points of damage, and then we will cast a Dreams of Laguna and win. And we get there! Alright, we're back. I don't know what our opponent's deck was. I don't know what was going on over there, but we get it done. We're now 2-1. Alright, our opponent goes first here. I do think we keep this. We can play a tap land on our first turn, and then we can either play a Black Mage's Rod or keep up a Syncopate. Interesting. So I think we're supposed to just play out a Black Mage's Rod as opposed to trying to syncopate something that they play this turn. We might play this next turn as a little bit of a better counterspell, so they can't cast a spell with 4 mana or greater. But that does not feel great that we're taking 2 there. Interesting. So here I do think we'll start by attacking. And then do we hold up the Syncopate, or do we play a Ninja's Blades? Or an Aramon, honestly. I think it's probably playing a Ninja's Blades. We do a point of damage to them, and then next turn we can attack if they don't play anything with blockers. Like if they just cast a 4 mana spell, we then can draw a card and do some damage to them. Ultros is decent, but we would not have been able to syncopate that, so glad we didn't hold that up there. Now we will play a Swamp so that we can cast anything. And I'm going to attempt to Veins. I think now we're interested in attacking with the Ninja's Blades and seeing how they block. If they block with a Sahagin, I'm going to attempt to Resentful Revelation it. Sorry, to Veins Treachery it. And then we can syncopate if they have some kind of interactive spell. So I'm going to do that. We're going to give it -2/-2 until end of turn. And then if our opponent has any interaction for us here, then we can try and counter it with the syncopate. They don't, which is totally fine, and we'll just play our Resentful Revelation. I think holding this up for their turn as a 1-mana counter is not fantastic. And we'll just take another Black Mage's Rod. They've got a Warrior Sword, which is good, so they can tap down something that we've got. But again, glad we didn't hold up this Syncopate there. So now I do think we'll just go double Black Mage's Rod. That feels pretty strong. We'll start really starting to ping down our opponent here. And then we are in no place to be attacking. I think we're fine taking 4. Oh, Light of Judgment is so good, and we are so close to being able to counter it, but we cannot. Oh, that's tough. Yep, and they destroy our Black Mage's Rod. Devastation on our end. So we can play a Go-Go, which is kind of interesting. I think we're actually just supposed to play an Armon and then keep up the Syncopate for their turn and hope they tap out to cast something. I'm not super interested. I guess we could attack both. Yeah, let's do it. If they want to trade, that's fine by me. If they want to go down to 8, that's also great with me. So our goal here is that they tap all the way out to cast a spell, and we can counter it with the Syncopate. We'll do 2 points of damage to them. Combat Tutorial is good, so now we need to play a 3-mana spell, specifically. Play a 3-mana spell. If they do, we'll probably just win. No! Sleep Magic is so good! Yeah. That's fine. Okay, this one we can counter, which is kind of interesting, actually. So I don't want them to make a 2/2, so we're going to make X equal to 1. And that way we will do 2 points of damage to our opponent here. And now Ice Flan, we can't cast. We could go get a land, though, which would be interesting. I think we just play out the Go-Go to start. And then I'll think about cycling our Ice Flan. Realms Sketching is interesting. So they're going to stun down our Ninja's Blades creature again. So I don't think we want to go get an island. I kind of want to just try and draw a land so we can play out our Ice Flan. Memories Returning is also fantastic. So we do 2 points of damage to our opponent. And then hopefully we can draw some more spells here. So like take another Black Mage's Rod feels great. And then we can take a Retrieve the Esper, and then we'll also get a land. And we can play out our Black Mage's Rod, get our opponent down to 2. And then we are not attacking. And then next turn we can just cast a non-creature spell and win. So hopefully this is enough here. Sorceress's Schemes is good, but it is not gonna be enough here. So we're gonna get it done again in this fourth game. We're gonna be 3-1 with this deck. We get it done. Let's go! That's huge, 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 huge. All right, hopping into this next game. It is so on with the Black Mage's Rod. This is why we took so many. That's our entire game plan. play Black Mage's Rods and try and win the game. We will start with our first one, and then next turn we'll play our tap land, and then play our second one, so that we can then play our Retrieve the Esper on turn 4. Undercity Dire is decent enough, so now we will play our tap land into our Black Mage's Rod, number 2. We are not going to be attacking, and then next turn, we might just play our third one. Deal 2 points of damage to our opponent. I think we're okay taking this 2 here. Yeah, I think we just play our third one, and then turn after we'll play the Retrieve the Esper, so that we can play it on turn 5 and then also on turn 6, and start to pressure our opponent this way. So opponent is going to continue attacking us with the Undercity Dire, which is fine by me. Namazu Trader is good, so our entire game plan is going to revolve around the Retrieve the Esper here. So we'll play that, deal 3 points of damage to our opponent, and hopefully we can just hold on for as long as possible and slowly kill our opponent with some robots and some Black Mage's Rods here. We are not going to be attacking. So they are going to Chocobo kick our Robot Warrior, which does not feel fantastic. I'm not sure why they returned a land. Oh, because they wanted to play it again so they can cast a 3-mana spell probably. So I think we're okay taking 5 here, maybe a 4-mana spell. So we're not going to block. And then hopefully our next Retrieve the Esper can stick. Shouldn't Reinforcements is good. And wow, we can play another Black Mage's Rod. We have to do it. We must. All right, so we've got 4 on the field now, and then we can also play our Retrieve the Esper. And so hopefully that can make it to where they don't have good attacks next turn. But worst case, we might have to start blocking with some of our 2/1s. But they're taking 7 here, just by us playing 2 spells. And then we are not attacking. Hopefully our 3/3 can hold them up a little bit, but they've got a lot of mana to work with and a lot of good cards here. So they are going to attack us with the Namazu Trader here. We'll see if they... Yeah, they're just going to attack us with a 3/4. I think we're fine taking 3 here. We will have to be careful and not die to the Albed Salvagers. So they can just like swing out and kill us if we kill everything that they have. Clash of the Icons is fine. So I do think now we just Retrieve the Esper again and try to have our 5/5 hold on. And then we've got him really on like a 3-turn clock here. I do not think we are in the business of attacking. I guess we could attack with the 3/3 Robot Warrior. But that feels incorrect to me, because then they'll double block. We'll just take out like the reinforcements. They'll gain a life, we lose a life. So I'm going to hold on. And then next turn we can play our other Retrieve the Esper and get him down to 3. And then maybe attack more aggressively then. Balam T-Rexar is great, so they get some life back, which is unfortunate for us. So now I do think we... Well, I guess we could equip the... We can equip this Robot Warrior so it can block the T-Rexar, and then we'll just play another Retrieve the Esper. Our opponent is probably still concerned with what our deck is. But we're doing 4 points of damage that way, and then we can block well and then try and kill them next turn. Yeah, let's try that. And hopefully they just draw some lands here. So now I do think we block here and here. That makes some sense to me. We will lose some more life. They will gain some more life. But I think this gives us our best chance of winning. Summon Fat Chocobo is good. So they're going to be in a spot where they can just swing out. And we need to not kill their things. So I'm going to just play another Retrieve the Esper here. And we're in a tough spot, actually, because we can't really kill what they're playing. But we also can't take trample damage. So we're probably just gonna lose to the Albed Salvagers here. This is gonna be a weird blocking situation. We'll see how they attack. I think if they just swing out, they win though. Yeah. We can block a point of damage here. A point of damage here. A point of damage here. So we're taking 3. But then we have to kill this. We have to kill this. Oh, and we go down. Sunfat Chugwell was such a good draw for our opponent, and we do not get it done here. Unfortunately, they did a great job of gaining life back with the T-Rexar and the Salvagers. So we go down there, unfortunately. That was a fun game. We got to play all the Black Mage's Rods and all of the Robot Warriors, and we come up just short. Just short, unfortunately. All right, hopping into this next one. Our opponent goes first. I do think we keep this. It's a little bit slower. If we draw one of our Black Mage's Rods, it would be electric, but I think Ahriman on 3 into a Retrieve the Esper is not the worst start in the world. Prompto Argentum is fine. I do think now we'll kind of hold up a counter spell, and then we'll just play out our Dreams of Laguna. A counter spell. Maybe it'll sway the way they play. Item Shopkeep is good, although not incredible. I do not think we want a swamp here. We do draw another land, which is not ideal, but hopefully our Ahriman can slow them down a little bit here. And then we've got Combat Tutorial, so, you know, eventually we're going to stop drawing lands, which will be awesome. If they have a Lightning Bolt, that's going to be tough. Thunder Magic, same idea. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll take 4 here. And then hopefully our Retrieve the Esper can slow them down. Opera Love Song is great. We're already down to 8. Oh no. I don't like the looks of that. Another Item Shopkeep is good. So our hand is kind of tied here. We kind of have to play a Retrieve the Esper. And hopefully we can block. But if they have another Opera Love Song, we just lose. Fate of the Sunquist also is great, so we're down to 2. And yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? They had a bunch of 2s and really good removal. And actually, we're not technically dead here. So let's play our Go-Go Master of Mimicry. Oh no, we are super dead. So what? Simrise Katana is unreasonable. Unreasonable draw. Unreasonable curve out. Yeah, we go down. I mean, we didn't draw any early action, which is tough. We'll return that to their hand. Oh, that's so brutal. That's so brutal. And we go down here. I mean, look, they couldn't have had a better curve out if they tried. They played all their gas, and they get us. So we go down here. This is the end of the video. This is how we go down. I actually thought we were going to go. I thought we had a trophy run in us today, but we don't. We fall short again. We are 3-3 with this hilarious looking deck. All the Black Mage's Rods in the world, a bunch of Retrieve the Espers. I actually thought it was pretty good. But we got a couple times here, which is going to happen. That's magic for you. But thank you all so much for watching. If you are still watching and you are interested in today's giveaway, because I won 3 matches, I'm going to be giving away a pack of Final Fantasy. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll reach out to one of you in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.